When John Lennon reflected on the rivalry between the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, he didn't hold back. According to him, a so-called battle of the bands had left Mick Jagger deeply frustrated, perhaps even envious, of the Beatles' unmatched success. Lennon, never one to sugarcoat his thoughts, made it clear he had little appreciation for Jagger's work. In one interview, he even dismissed the Wild Horses singer as a joke, admitting they hadn't crossed paths in years. His words cut sharply, hinting that Jagger's digs at the Beatles had touched a nerve. Lennon claimed the Stones had spent much of their career imitating what the Fab Four had already done. Proof, in his eyes, that Jagger was upset and unable to move past the shadow of the Beatles. Even after the group disbanded, Lennon believed Jagger remained bitter, never truly recovering from the comparison. Lennon once put it bluntly, saying Jagger was obviously upset about how big the Beatles were compared with him, and that he never got over it. He added that despite Jagger's criticism, the Beatles had done nothing but influence and even help his career, joking that they had written the Stones' second bloody record for them. Lennon also mocked Jagger's remark that peace made money, insisting that the Beatles never profited from their activism. In fairness, Lennon wasn't entirely wrong about the Stones drawing inspiration from his band. Albums like Their Satanic Majesty's Request carried an undeniable echo of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, a psychedelic experiment that mirrored the Beatles' groundbreaking innovation. During his fiery December 1970 interview, Lennon continued his tirade, arguing that the Rolling Stones were not in the same class, musically or in power, and that Jagger's resentment stemmed from being unable to reach the same cultural heights. Yet amid the criticism, Lennon still acknowledged what made the Stones special, their raw, funky energy and distinctive style. He confessed his admiration for their later work once they moved beyond trying to copy the Beatles, but he couldn't resist adding a jab. He's even going to do Apple now. He's going to do the same thing. Finally, Lennon turned his sights on Their Satanic Majesty's Request, calling one of its songs the most ridiculous thing he'd ever heard. "Let's be honest," he said, "Satanic Majesties is Pepper. We love you. That's all you need is love." For Lennon, the idea that the Stones were somehow more revolutionary than the Beatles was laughable. In his view, if the Stones ever were rebels, then the Beatles had been the real revolutionaries all along.